So the word is out in Virginia, they're coming to take it away. Hee hee ha ha, hoo hee ha ha. And I'm gonna cover a little bit here of my opinion because all of us have one, just like certain areas, certain orifices of our bodies where we also excrete unwanted excrement, besides that which cometh from our mouths. But a lot of peppers say stack silver, stack precious metals, stack ammo, stack food, yes, canned food, lasts a long time, yes, stack rice, stack beans, stack it all, yes, even put away some cash, yeah, put away some cash. Speaking of cash, yeah, red seal bills, yep, there's something that ain't backed up anymore. No more backing up with that one. It's not backed by silver anymore. So paper fiat, some people say it's useless, but yeah, we still need it. But on the subject at hand, preppers are always saying, stack this and stack that, stack this and stack that. And I'm going to just flat out say this. You hear people saying, get you a evil black rifle, the evil black rifle. Well, the thing is you are not going to find anywhere in the history of any battle where a lone wolf or anybody for that matter has survived any type of force of numbers, meaning more than 2 or 3 people coming like that at you that are trained, whatever. Some of y'all out there think the government's coming for you. So if indeed that was the case, just hypothetically speaking, and you had 20 people coming for you, or an invading force, or you decide to bug out, this black rifle is not your means of survival. If you look up in any war of any kind of force, you're going to see that it's always been long range projectiles. I'll just put it that way. Long range projectiles, aka 0317, aka snipers from far away, that they take out the numbers. It isn't the guy watching too much TV coming out there with his full auto or his semi-auto and going, ah! That's the first guy that goes down. He doesn't live to see another day. And I think a lot of the stuff that I see is hype beast. For instance, a lot of people say, well, if you have to bug out, I say, if you have to bug out, you're over, you are done. Period. So if that's something in your mind, get it out of your mind. Because if you have to bug out, you're over and done. Now, there are situations where you might have to bug out because a volcano went off or a comet or something hit the earth, some dramatic climate deal going on that you have to leave your area. That's one thing. But what they're trying to say, if you have to bug out, folks, kiss your booty goodbye. That's my view on that right there. It's not really a survivable situation for long term. Unless you got a bug out location, which is another like underground bunker and you're filthy rich. But for those of you that don't know and you're out there listening to these big channels out there, what you need to do is take a long range course on something from a 338 Lapua or a 50 cal, something that you can shoot really, really far out so that the enemy is really, really far away. You don't want something like this. These are mid-range rifles, and 200-300 yards. That's, you can look it up, battle statistics, 200-300 yards. 200-300 yards, I'm sorry, I can reach out and touch you like Ma Bell. And it's way more dramatic when your family's going down around you, because that's a lot of who you're going to have in the fight. So I recommend a lot of you, if you're listening, stay away from the fantasy world. This is a silver, it's a good way. Gold, it's a good way to put away money if you're not, putting it in the bank, because in the bank, it's there. You're going to pull out your credit card, your debit card, and you just swipe it, and all your money's gone. Can't do that with silver. You can't just take it and go, here you go, give me whatever I want. Doesn't work that way. And canned goods, I'm going to tell you right now, go ahead, take them 700 pounds of rice and beans and throw that in your backpack, your bug out bag, and go. Because if you have to bug out, that don't mean you're going to be able to get in your vehicle and bug out. So what are you going to do? Canned goods, a bunch of canned goods in your backpack? That's only going to last you a while. What are you going to do? Rice and beans in your backpack? It's only going to last you a while, because you may be in a bug out situation where there is no bugging out except on foot. So, you always have to think of the worst possible scenario. So if you're going to buy bug out food, I hate to say this, it is going to cost you a pretty penny, because anything lightweight and portable is going to be along the lines of something freeze dried, and then you're going to get into, you need water to rehydrate this food while you're out and gone. And here's another thing, water is key, essential. When the lights go out, the water goes out, and you need water. You need ways to purify water. Water should be like on second. Number 2 on your prepper list. Number 1 is your mind and your physical body, your health. You need to train and train and train. Running, jogging, weightlifting, moving. Because moving is what keeps you alive. The faster you move, the better you move, the longer you survive in such a situation. But on the aspect of a lot of these John T. Rambos out there, I see them full-blown body armor, AR-500. They're going to carry all this weight. They're going to run out in the heat of battle. They're delirious. They're delirious. Yeah, we fight our battles at 300 yards, but it's usually a 6-man firing team, a small platoon, but your family of 3 or 4, that's a whole nother scenario. You're getting into a firefight. I hear these people, they're talking out their wazoo, or where they shouldn't be talking out of, that they're going to get into a firefight, that their family is in it. Well, you need to stop and think. One of your family members gets tagged, they get hit, you're not going to be in that fight. Your mind's not going to be in that fight anymore. Your mind's going to be like, oh my God, my wife got hit. Oh my God, my kid got hit. Oh my God, this is happening. And that whole, oh, I'm a tough guy, it's going to go right out the window if you have any kind of a heart, any kind of a family mentality, or if you're actually, I should just say, if you're human. Because even when your brothers go down, your friends go down, it's pretty traumatic, man. And these guys out here, I see them all the time. They got their wives. My wife is geared up and ready. And I know they're just doing this crap for views. They're just doing it for donations. They're doing it for all kinds of reasons. I mean, money is nice. Everybody likes money. Money makes the world go around. But I'm just putting this out here mainly to let those people that they don't step back and analyze. I mean, it's really nice to, I think a lot of people, they grow up thinking they're going to be famous, they're going to be movie stars, they're going to be rock stars, they're going to be famous singers, they're going to be on television. And as they get older, they realize that didn't happen. They're living a real life where it's an everyday struggle to get by. And I think a lot of what I am seeing, because I see this in mass drones, I think a lot of what I'm seeing is people that they think they're going to come out as king of the wasteland. They're going to rule the wasteland. Like when this apocalyptic scenario happens, because they have food and they have ammo and they have this and that, they're going to rule the wasteland. They're not going to rule nothing. Unless you have aircraft carriers, jets, helicopters, satellites, all that crap, that's who's going to rule the wasteland. And this delirious idea that you're going to take some weapon that's designed to have a fight at 300 yards, we're not living in the 1800s, and you're not an invading force. And even if there is an invading force, well, yeah, that might help you, but you're going to find out that there's a whole lot more cowards that are living where you're at than you're surrounded by people you're encountering on the internet that are huff and fluff and puff. Like in your area, you're going to find out that when the shit hits the fan, or the crap hits the fan, I don't even care, let them, I ain't even monetized, don't give a shit. But when the shit hits the fan, you're going to find out real quick that the people in your area only care about one thing, because our world has become this way, and they have destroyed our society, the family structure, the morality, that you're gonna find out the people around you only care about one thing: getting their kids and getting out. They ain't gonna stick around for the fight. You may say you will, and I know that eventually, if this video gets out there, I'm gonna get flooded with John T. Rambos down below, and I know his name ain't T, but John Rambos down below. I'm gonna stay and I'm gonna put down 50 billion gazillion range. I'm gonna drop everybody that comes at me, you know. And I got PVS 14 night vision, and I got infrared, and I got all this crap. Yeah, okay, well, good luck, bro. Good luck. I salute you. Go ahead, good luck. We'll find a nice place to plant you, you know, bury you out there so we can plant a tree on top, maybe grow some pecans out of the dirt or something on top of you, because that's the reality of it. And the people that actually are successful in those kinds of situations are the people that are able to camouflage themselves, and they're able to be absolute stealth, absolute silence. Silent, you know, it can't be seen, it can't be heard, and you're able to put a projectile downrange on a moving target, and it's about the size of a ballpoint pin, the little ball in the pin when you're looking at it, and you're able to actually put that projectile on something that size through a scope. Well, when you're able to do that, you're going to be successful, and you're not going to be saying on YouTube you know, all this hype beast. I got radios, I got jackets, I got Kevlar, I got AR 500. My family's got SATCOM. We're communicating through satellite radio, and we got 700,000 pounds of beans and rice. Yeah, and if we have to bug out, we got a Sherman tank. Yeah, sure. Most of them are trying to bug out in regular POVs, which is if y'all don't know, it's personal vehicle. You know, it's not even militarized or armored or anything like that. Just a SUV, a Suburban, a pickup truck. You may not be able to bug out. If your scenario comes true, you may find out that they're sitting in the middle of the road with LAVs, light armored vehicles, for those of you that are on saying. They're sitting in the middle of the road with light armored vehicles and full autos waiting for you to come through their little checkpoint. How you decide, well, honey, we got to get the kids, and we got to bug out on foot. Well, good luck carrying your 7,000 pounds of beans and rice. Good luck carrying all your canned goods. Good luck carrying all your stuff. Good luck plus wearing all that AR 500 because this is your ingenious idea. Good luck with all that stuff, because you can ask any soldier that's been out on the hump. The lighter, the less the pain, you know. And most of these guys doing this, they're getting fame on the net because they're ex-vets, they're ex-this. But the truth of the matter is everyone knows this. The lighter the load, the less the pain. And I'm sorry, but you don't have a convoy of supplies coming to replenish you and your family while you're out in the hump in the middle of nowhere. You don't have planes flying overhead, dropping food down below and dropping ammo down below for you and your family. You're gonna have to carry all that crap. And I wish you the best of luck, because humping or 180 pounds or even 100 pounds around on your back is a lot. And I'm telling you right now, each magazine for one of these ARs fully loaded at 30 rounds weighs about 1 pound. So if you want to carry 1,000 rounds, just roughly 30 rounds in one magazine, 3 times 3 is 900. So you need 30 magazines to have 900 rounds. So let's throw in another 10. So that's 30 pounds plus the other 10. Well, 10, somewhere in there. You're looking at about 40 pounds, close to 40 pounds, just in ammo for 1,000 rounds. And the way they talk, they're going to need all 1,000. That's just that simple. Because when it boils down to it, what are you doing? You're not invading a country. Supposedly, they think somebody's coming for them. And I watch this stuff, and I can't help but comment on the subject. There are zombies on both sides of this fence. There are zombies on the left side of the fence that believe we need no moral boundaries. We need no country. We need to just let everybody in here. They believe we have no culture. The U.S. has no culture. Its culture comes from other countries. No, the U.S. has a culture, and I'm here to inform you. It's called the United States Constitution. Our Constitution is unique and unlike any other constitution on planet Earth. And the Constitution That is our culture. For those of you on the right that are going way off on the other end, what's happening in Virginia, what's happening with the Second Amendment, a lot of people don't realize this, is what that is stating. It's not a right. It's not a right given to you by your government. It's a right given to you by God. And what that's stating in there is it's up to you to defend that right. Because it's not given to you. In case you haven't realized that, you need permits, you need background checks, you need all kinds of stuff. And they sit and tell you that there are no background checks. There are background checks. They're full of that. But you need all kinds of stuff to acquire your Second Amendment. Okay? Anything you want to exercise on that Second Amendment, there's all kinds of legalities you have to go through. Well, I'm sorry, that isn't a right. That's a privilege. They are giving you the privilege if they say you are deemed necessary. So the moment that you allow them to give you a privilege of any sort, and you're sitting there agreeing, going, yeah, well, I feel such and such shouldn't be allowed, and I feel like such and such shouldn't be able to do this, and such shouldn't be able to do that when it comes to the Second Amendment. Well, guess what? You just authorized them to make it a privilege. You just told them you don't feel it's a right. And the moment you didn't feel it was a right is the moment you admitted it isn't a right. And our forefathers and what they're referring to in that it is a right that you yourself have to defend. They ain't saying the government's going to give it to you. They ain't saying the government's going to let you have it or keep it. It's a warning. It's a warning because the second was designed to defend the first. It was designed to defend freedom of speech and freedom of religion and all the other amendments and all the stuff that we have inalienable rights to. And the Second Amendment is a warning sign. It's letting you know, hey, gotta defend this. And people think that by defending it, we're just gonna scream and pout. No, they don't want you to have that stuff, regardless. Because even though I'm telling you scenarios and situations to survive, even if it's a mid-range, they don't want you having that mid-range. They don't want you having any kind of power. That's what they're reflecting with that. They don't want you to have any kind of power. They want you throwing stones at tanks. And yeah, I know I sound backwards, but ultimately, who is they? Are we talking about our country? Are we talking about our government? Or are we talking about something way more powerful? And I think that's where the dig in is at. Because see, a Japanese general once said to the emperor during World War II, famous saying, you can't invade America because behind every blade of grass is an American armed with a rifle. So it'd be foolish to invade us. So forces and powers to be, they can't just come in here and overtake us. Our terrain, it changes vastly too much across the country. So any invading force would be insane because they would have to be able to change their transportation methods because the way our terrain changes as you go across the United States. Also, it would take a vast amount of money to come in here to invade. So how do you destroy a country? You destroy a country from within. What were we known great for? Just look at Detroit. I myself am into the old Detroit muscle cars. And yeah, I know there's some nice Japanese racing from the past too, but the Detroit muscle car, everybody wanted that. 55 Chevys, 57 Chevys, the Mustangs, the Challengers, the Chargers coming out in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And we were infamous. We were an industrial nation with money. Everybody was doing good, living it up. And how did they destroy it? They destroyed the morality. From the morality, they destroyed it within. They created children that sought out to be immoral, to have children out of wedlock, to trying to make butt babies, to sticking candy up their nose. And all these things, whether you say they're good or they're not bad or they are bad or whatever your opinion of them is, ultimately tears down the structure. May not affect everyone. There may be some people out there doing those things that they still love this country, they still defend this country. But what they've succeeded at doing with that is they've created a larger number of people that have no loyalty to the country. They don't really care. They're having first world problems basically, and they wish they had third world problems. And so their goal is to turn this into third world problems, because they're looking at third world problems and going, wow, that's a nice life. My life is too comfy. I don't know what they're thinking. It's insanity. Let's just say there's zombies and they're the brain eaters. They're trying to find brains. But it ultimately is just this big old cesspool. Society is eroded, and it's gonna be never ending. These people have no end. They know no end on both sides. They're playing both sides of the fence, really, if you look at it. They're playing out to the right and their fears, and they're playing out to the left and their fears. What I have noticed, though, there are a lot of people, I'm not knocking them, there are a lot of people that they're making money off of it. That's a good thing. Everybody wants to make money. But I've noticed that the people following them, the people that are even doing it, it's important, because either way, they're all noticing it. A lot of people are waking up. A lot of people are seeing it. And ultimately, that's really what's important, is that people see it. But even more important than that is we stop dividing the house. We come together. We realize and see and open each other's eyes as to what's going on. And you have to, at some point, as it says in the book, separate the wheat from the tares. And through this process, ultimately, that's what we have to do. Because if you think that there is only people on the right that are armed and know how to use what they possess, you're delirious. There are people on the left that are armed and exceptionally well with their Second Amendment and the things that they possess from their Second Amendment rights. Some of them are even better than the people on the right with them. So some of y'all need to rethink what you're saying. You're only seeing the snowflakes on YouTube. You're only seeing the snowflakes on television, whether it's a right snowflake or a left snowflake. That's what you're seeing. But there are people behind the scenes on the left that they're anti take my stuff away. They're anti a lot of things. They agree with a lot of things that the people on the right are saying, and they disagree with a lot of things that the people on the right are saying. But they aren't snowflakes, and that's a big thing right there. And I think all this division, we need to find a common ground, so that we as a country, we as a society can come together once again and try to mend and patch this up, because the outside forces have made their way inside, and they're destroying the house from within by dividing it, by weakening its economy, by weakening its family structure, its sense of morality, its sense of country, its sense of loyalty, everything. And we have become a nation of me, 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 a generation of me, 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 me on both sides. And I'm just telling you, that's my opinion. Everybody has one. Everybody has an orifice with some sort of defecation coming out of one end or the other. And this is just my basic podcast. I'll probably be doing a lot of these videos, thoughts. Watch it or not, that's fine. If you like it, subscribe. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. I'll be doing live videos. I'm going to be covering all sorts of different things going on in Western civilization. And once again, y'all need to watch out for the brain eaters. The brain eaters on the right, they want to eat your brains on the left. The brain eaters on the left, they want to eat your brains on the right. So all you zombies, look out. Watch out. Us out here, and we're ready to smash the zombies on both sides. So this is the show, and I'll be catching y'all on the flip side. See ya.